Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be here with you with Pink and Main. And as you can see, we are in for some fun tonight. It's going to be a little like a paper doll adventure, but instead of, decorating a doll, we're going to be decorating some houses. So I have prepped two houses for this. We have one that is going to be Halloween and one that's going to be a fall card. For the fall one, you can see I played around a little with adding some touch of gloss to the windows. That should be pretty much dry, or it will be by the time we start fully decorating. The fall one, I made these as close as I could, right? This one has one big window versus this one has the two. And then the only other difference is the coloring that I put in the glass. So the spring, or sorry, the fall one has more of a daytime kind of blue glass look versus the Halloween is going to be at night. So it's lit up with our like golden glow. So I have some pattern papers here. I grabbed one of the new fall ginghams, the yellow that we didn't use on Tuesday, and then the spider web from the new Halloween spooky season paper pad. And then I just grabbed all of the Home Sweet Home and add-on dies so that we can like take a look at them before we jump in. So I do want to say hi to everybody. I saw Mom was here super early. Gail and Kelly and Virginia were in chit-chatting. Miss Jackie Ann is in here. Um, let's see, Miss Jody's here. Maria, Lori's checking in. Karen's here with us. Marcy's hanging out. Hi, Marcy. Miss Annette is here. All right, I think that I'm caught up. So, um, a little on the quieter side tonight, but that's okay. Maybe people will find us. I know we start back to school on Monday, so I'm sure this week is a little hectic for people too. If you're watching this in the replay later, welcome. Hello. Okay, so this is the die set that I use to make the houses. This is the Home Sweet Home dies. And let me just make sure these are all stuck down here. That is an example of how you can build the house. There's also one big window. So you can see I used the big window on this one and then the two smaller windows here. There's a dormer. I only added one. You can add one or two or the chimney or none or all of it if you want, whatever makes you happy. That's the coolest thing about this set is that you can really customize this to be whatever you need. There's also a winter home add-ons and then the spring and summer add-ons that we got. So the winter one has lots of snow, those little Christmas trees, lanterns, which I didn't cut any lanterns for this, but it would also be cute for the one we're doing. The snowman, the wreath, all of that. Then the summer and spring one had the little mailbox, which again could be used year round, the flower boxes, all these shrubs, and then the little banners and the flag. Very cute. We're going to be using this um, flower pot, but it's kind of like an urn, right? We're going to be using that for our fall to stack pumpkins. My aunt makes these beautiful fall pumpkin like topiaries for people to decorate their porches, and so I'm feeling very inspired by her. And so we're gonna make one of those for our fall house. So I don't have the packaging that has the inspiration picture, but these are the fall and it's the autumn home add-on die set is what it's technically called, but it's the fall and Halloween. And so there's just so many cute little dies on here that they were too much to fit into one house. And so that's why I thought we would split it up. I did die cut a couple of the white ones because I was sitting here at my desk like waiting, to hit the go live button. And the ghosts. So ghosts and spider webs and that little urn. But everything else we will figure out and color and cut as we go. I'm not planning on doing much coloring. Um, we're going to mostly just be cutting from cardstock. I have a full list of all of the cardstocks we're going to be using in the description for you. Let's see, I see Elizabeth's checking in with us and E's checking in from Michigan. Welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here. So yeah, I think I'm mostly excited for Halloween. So let's start with fall. Like I said, I have that little urn pre-cut from gray. I did add the tiniest bit of marker to that. And I want to, like I said, stack some pumpkins. So let's start out with, I think we're just going to do two pumpkins, a big guy and then that smaller one. And we're also going to need some leaves to tuck around our little pumpkin layers. I definitely want a wreath for the door. This very cute little fall wreath is going to go on our door like that. And we're going to color in or ink blend in a sky too for both of these. Let's see. I think I'm leaning that I want the urn topiary thing on this side. So it could be cute to have our like little welcome sign kind of over here, right? I feel like that's a thing that people do. And then maybe like that little hay bale. I saw someone use this as a welcome mat, and now I'm questioning myself. But I pictured it as a little hay bale. That's what we're gonna do. Right, a little hay bale right there, and maybe the we can put some of the other pumpkins on it. Like they set up their own little fall display over there. Or should we do the wheelbarrow? Maybe we'll do the wheelbarrow with the hay bale inside. That'll be cute. And then some of the pumpkins can go on top and some of them can go on the ground. I think that's the wheel. All right, that feels pretty good for fall. All right, let's think this out. The wheel's going to be black. Our pumpkins are going to be orange. We'll color in the little stems with a marker because feels like a lot of work. This needs to be, I guess we should do this while we go. I have all of the fun fall colors here. We have school bus, construction, sorry, there's dog hair on them, wildflowers, stop sign, and brownstone. And then I have a little, hey, Jeanette and Michelle, welcome, welcome. A little scrap of black up here already, so grab that. And we can put some of the leaves, just like general leaves. We'll just cut the leaf dye from each of these colors. I was like kind of thinking on that I have like one scrap at least in most of these. And if I don't, that's okay. We will just make some scraps for next time. I'm gonna want one layer of the wheelbarrow from brown for like our handle. And I guess our hay bale can be from brownstone. And our sign, I think I want a wooden sign as well. So that'll all go from that. We have that in gray, or sorry, in black. We can do a little our hay bale string and one of our layers of leaves from Scout Sign, pumpkins and pumpkins and pumpkins and leaves. Oh, I guess I want, yeah, because these the two pumpkins that are on their own are like you layer them up. So I'm gonna make like at least two of each, I suppose. And we'll just switch which side has like the darker. I also think I want this brighter orange for our wreath. Thanks, Gail. Yeah, I'm really happy with these meals. I was watching old YouTube videos of mine popped up on the like suggested on our TV, and I saw really fun Halloween nails that I did last year, and I was like, I just don't even want to wait for fall anymore. I'm just gonna do them now. Okay, and then from the yellow, I guess I want some yellow gourds and some yellow leaves. So just cutting myself some little squares to work with. I'm trying to decide what other color I want for the wheelbarrow. Like our personal wheelbarrow is red, but I feel like that's rare. So maybe we'll do gray. The thing, like a metal wheelbarrow, but with wooden handles. Maybe. All right, I'm gonna go. Gail, I did get my pumpkin spice from Dunkin'. Unfortunately, I did not love it. It tastes different to me than last year. It tastes spicier and less pumpkin-y, in my humble opinion. So I am even more excited for Starbucks next week, which my husband told me he thought was a little dangerous for me to put, even more hope and expectations on that one, because what if I also don't like how that tastes? Um, but at this point in time, I'm refusing to hear that feedback. So we'll see what happens. I did enjoy making a silly TikTok slash reel on my personal channel with the with my fresh pumpkin spice. I can tell you that. I think this is right. Since I have some dyes that are going through multiple times, like multiple different colors, just trying to keep everything as straight as I can. Also, I will tell you, if anyone else out there has nails, these little side tweezers I used for all of making the houses, and they were an absolute game changer for me. Like I knew that they would be handy in general, but these really saved the day. Now these little tiny gourds have the teeny tiniest little stems, we're not going to worry about that. I do not have the mental capacity at the end of this week. See the little holes there? We're just going to go in with a marker for that. I I I can't be bothered. I'm so sorry. I can't deal with that right now. We're just going to make our own, and it's going to be okay. All right, let's see. You're done. You're done. You're done. Let me come back over here, and we will piece everything back together. Red is done. We have our red leaves, a little hay bale together there, our wheel. I don't think I realized it didn't like cut out the wheel. Okay, pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. And none of the pumpkins on this project are going to be jack-o'-lanterns, but for the Halloween one, we will most definitely be making a jack-o'-lantern. Hey, Miss Mary Gunn. I'm so happy to see you. They're green wheelbarrows. Yeah, that makes sense, Gail. Or sorry, I was reading Gail's message right under you. That makes sense, Judy. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, our cute little houses, we're getting them all decked out for fall and Halloween. All right, these all go with this little pumpkin here. And the same thing, I'm not gonna worry about the stem on that. I just can't. All right, so we need dark orange leaves. We need darker orange tiny pumpkin. We need dark orange big pumpkin. And gray wheelbarrow. I think we're done with medium. Oh no, we need leaves from our medium construction. Okay. I think the last two things are leaves from both of those. Let's grab all of our little bits. And the leaves have like the cutest little embossed little like lines in them. So cute. Okay, so pumpkins are good. Wheelbarrow is good. Okay. There will be no more falling on the floor. That's unacceptable. Okay. And leaves and leaves, I think. Oh no, we definitely needed more gourds, right? We only have that one. Yeah, that's what it Okay. Yellow leaves and gourds, and then just orange leaves. And then we'll assemble some fall. How's everybody's week? How was your Wednesdays? How was your Thursday? Sorry, just threw all my hair at you. Oh, cute. I think on my trellis right now, I'm up to at least 15 pumpkins. I think I told you guys that the trellis is officially falling over. Okay, I think that's everything. Weird week? Me too, Gail. Me too, a little bit. Busy, busy, very busy. I have multiple projects at work that are launching slash coming out in the next week, and I have multiple projects from my own channel and card things happening in the next couple days. So yes, things are a little hectic over here, but all good things. Okay, I think hopefully that's all the dies. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. I'm gonna zoom this in at least a little bit to try to make it easier for you guys to see what's happening. There we go. I suppose if we're building this as we go, we should actually ink blend now before we do everything else. So I do think that the park is a lovely green for fall, but I'm thinking that our blue pink Indian option might be a little too dark, right? Barbershop is going to be what we use for part of our night scene. So let's come in with a little tumbled glass. Borrow a little distress ink. Let's see. Oh, mercy, that is stressful. It sucks when people that are working on your house, you can tell, just aren't as invested in the end product as you would be if you could do it. All right, I'm taking the tumble glass right around the edges. I'm not going to fill in the whole thing. The house is going to cover a lot of it anyway. Right, we just want that little bit of blue, that little bit of color. Um, Gail, I've been hinting on my own channel that I have a fun announcement coming tomorrow night. I think that's what Virginia's talking about. I'll have an exciting announcement video going up on my channel tomorrow night, which is linked in the description here if you don't have it already. Yeah, Marcy, I can't imagine having to feel like you're being a general contractor, like you're in charge of getting them to do their jobs. That has to be extremely frustrating. Just going to come in with a little bit of the park green down here across the bottom. And I want to add a little bit extra of it right against that edge So I'm starting with my brush off the edge, like on the glass, and pushing it up onto the paper. That's going to get us a little bit of a darker color there, and a little bit of an ombre almost. Let's clean up that ink. Since I have so much on my desk, I sprayed my water into my microfiber instead of directly on my glass so it doesn't spray around. So that is our cute little background here. And you can see we get that idea of like the grass versus the sky without having to do like any harsh lines or anything. I will tell you now that once again, I have not planned out where this sentiment is going to go. So I want to do for this one a sentiment from the Autumn Bear stamp set because they're really small. So I was going to do like Happy Dance for Fall or like uh, Sweet Autumn Greetings maybe would be a good one for this. And it's small. So I thought it would fit here. So let's stamp that while everything is still flat, I guess. But Sweet Autumn Greetings sounds like the perfect sentiment for this one. What do I want to? I think I'm just going to stamp it in black. I'm going to hand stamp it. So say a prayer. Look at that. I did it. Perfect. Go us. Oh, good night, Elizabeth. Hopefully we'll see you later. See you in the replay. Also, these bears are probably what we're going to color on Tuesday because when I went looking for sentiments, they were the first like stamp set on my shelf and it clicked that we haven't used them yet. So obviously we're going to need to do that. So that will be Tuesday's project. All right, I think I really want to add this with foam. And I don't know if that's really the best idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because I'm going to add all of my elements on flat. Yes, Gail, it would also be okay with just adding the sentiment inside, but I thought that I wanted to show that you could borrow other skinny sentiments from other stamp sets if you needed to, and you could pop them in there because Pink and Me definitely has multiple sets that have those thinner um, sentiments in the stamp set already for you. Okay, I'm gonna be fully committed to these tweezers by the end of tonight. Like you guys know, I use my embellishment wand for a lot, but these are so useful. Let me stand up. There we go. So cute. Trying to also not let myself get too unorganized here. Jackie Ann, I do believe that I have those. I think that's something that I do have, as a matter of fact. Because you're right. I didn't really think that out, and I don't know what I would have done. We would have figured something out, but I don't know what I would have done had that gone badly, now that you mention it. It's less that I am brave and more that I didn't think that through all the way. But either way, here we are. I'm cracking open a brand new uh, glue bottle. Very excited for that. Love, love a fresh glue bottle. I figured it was time since I bought two uh, because I forgot that I already had one, but I constantly think that I should be switching it out. So I'm putting that little gray right on top of our wooden layer, and then we'll add just a dot of glue to the very center of our little wheel there. I'm not going to lie, these are a little fiddly, right? There's no getting around that. These die sets are fiddly. They take some work, but I do think the work is worth it for how fun and unique the end result is. All right, let's add some glue to our wreath. Go. Already looking like fall. I didn't glue that down yet, by the way. Look at our little welcome sign. That's so cute. I feel like it doesn't pop as much as I want it to, so we might bring in a little ink on that. I really don't want to try to color in there, and I don't want to have to ink everything, but I do think a little bit here and there could help bring out some of the detail and texture. Use like what was pretty much left on the sponge for my vintage photo. I think it just makes it a little easier to read. Jackie. I'm not sure I would think that's a compliment either, but there are plenty of worse things that could be said. If that's our biggest concern, I think we're okay. I think I kind of want this at a little bit of an angle, like it's leaning at the front door, right? Versus like straight up and down. Should it be straight up and down? I think like a little bit of an angle is okay. No, I don't know. Maybe now I don't like that. We'll do it straight up and down. There's too much else that's also straight up and down. It's going to bother me if it's wonky. All right, let's get our string on our hay bale. And then get some of these pumpkins together to go in our little topiary. So, I mean, I guess we could just use one solid color for each, but I was kind of envisioning like this where we like alternate the colors. Is that like too bold? Yeah, maybe that's too bold. Let me go in and mark up my little stems on this bottom layer because the middle of that's going to get covered up anyway. Yeah, and again, for these dies being a little fiddly and small, tweezers, 1,000 times easier. Until I move it and smoosh everything around. There we go. Oh my god, so cute. I'll hold one of these up for you in a second too. Look at that little pumpkin. I love it. Yeah, Jackie, and maybe it's a Maryland thing. Um, so yeah, Cynthia, these are so cute. The house is like so fun. Okay, so in my vision, this is gonna go in that little urn. That possibly with one of these little ones on top, which also have 3 layers, which is insane. Who thinks of this? I do love these dies, and I will the thing I will tell you, my full transparency comment, is that you have to be in the mood for this. If you're already having a little bit of a frustrating day, maybe this isn't the die set you reach for. Not saying you can't, not saying it's not beautiful. It is just something you want to be able to like take your time on, really focus on what you're doing. If you're looking for like some mindless, silly little card making, this is probably not that set. We're going to use the stem of this bigger pumpkin to have a place to put our smaller pumpkin. There, and we'll add some leaves. But that's my little, right? Have you guys seen those? My aunt makes them and they're so beautiful. Little fall topiaries. Just adding some glue to the bottom here, and we're going to add in some of these little leaves. And they're all different shapes, so I'm going to make sure that we switch up. We can even switch up the direction too, because they would kind of be, she like takes like garlands of leaves and kind of has them around. I'm sure you can't hear her because every time I say this, you guys pretty much tell me you can't. But my dog is making the silliest little like snorty snores behind me, and she just cracks me up, man. There we go. There's our little topiary. Hey, Denise, how are you? Let's see, I think I said hi to Cynthia and Diane. Hey, Diane. I did the blue shutters because my house has blue shutters. I showed my husband and I was like, look, does this look like our house? And he was like, I wish that looked like our house. Um, the rest of the house does not so much look like our house, but we do have a white house with blue shutters and a black roof. So basically, right? Isn't that so cute? Little topiary. And maybe we'll put this other big pumpkin down here on the front step too. And then all of our little gourds can go around the wheelbarrow. See, even just with that, it already screams fall, I think. All right. The next question is our hay bale going on the ground next to the wheelbarrow? Is it going in the wheelbarrow? Doesn't seem like the move. I guess it's going to go down here because then we can have some pumpkins in the wheelbarrow and some over there. Should it go like over here maybe? Could tuck that under and have some pumpkins. I think we do it there and then add the pumpkins to the wheelbarrow and the hay bale. Just going to add glue to the top because we popped up on foam. So the bottom is kind of hanging, which is fine by me. That does not concern me. Same with the wheelbarrow. We're going to add glue to that top edge. Go. And then we can fill in here and up here with our leaves and our now she's like wheeze snoring. She's such a mess. Right, some little wheelbarrows. Hey, Mara. Oh my goodness, Denise. I'm so glad that your surgery went well. We have some glue on here. 3 little dots of glue, and we'll add in some leaves around here too. This really does feel like making like a little dollhouse or something. There we go. Now we have our leaves and our little pumpkins. We'll pop that right onto our yellow gingham that we didn't use on Tuesday, and it will be perfect now. And then the Halloween one will go a little faster because I already have some of that die cut. So there is card number 1, our sweet little autumn greetings card. You can also add things like up here, but I like this. I think it looks very fun and fall. So if you are not a super Halloween person, or you know people who don't love Halloween but are, fans of fall, you could totally make them a little fall card and not have to have any Halloween on it. All right, now let's grab 2 things. I want dress shop and I want night sky. Oh yeah, perfect for a new home. I'm gonna grab my brushes. It's Jeanette. Yes, Gail, this is definitely one that I agree. This is for your special peeps. You don't just make this card for anybody. They have to be for sure in your life people you love to get this kind of effort. Totally worth it for somebody who's going to appreciate it. But we don't throw around this kind of hard work all willy-nilly. All right, I'm going to come in from the bottom with my night sky purple. I did that barber shop across the top. And then night sky at the bottom. This is going to help give us this spookier sky. We'll come back over where they meet with some more barbershop. And again, a lot of this is going to be covered by the house. So we're not looking for exquisite blending here. Okay, and you can see the top is lighter. That's fine because the final step is going to be adding in our asphalt ink. Jackie Ann, the chicks are good. They are big. They're almost full chickens now. No one has laid an egg yet. That should be coming in the next couple weeks. But they are good. They are still trying to figure out like who's the boss, and they don't always want to agree that it's me, but they're slowly figuring out that they can't actually boss and push me around. And yeah, they're pretty good. They love to be let out of their run. They love to free range around near my acorn squash. Luckily, the neighbors don't seem to mind them or care. They are pretty quiet, which is good. That was my hope. All right, so see how adding that black took it instantly to like a true like night scene. Oh, it's so spooky now. All right, I'm gonna bring that black across the bottom too, because this house I made completely flat. There's no bump at the bottom on this one, like there was on the other one for the steps. Should be. You can kind of play around with these so you can see the step kind of comes under that side on here, and on this one they're completely even. So this one we're not really going to have like grass, but having it be gray like a little concrete or something sidewalk is perfectly fine for what we're going for. And you could add some white splatter to this. You could add some white gel pen stars to this if you wanted. I don't think I'm going to worry about that right now. But yeah, you can tell how quick that sky can come together. To me, adding in purple immediately gives that spookier sky, right? Like a normal night sky, I would do blue and black, but adding in that touch of purple makes it a little more whimsical or spooky or something. It gives it that Halloweeny or magical kind of flair to it. I also meant to tell you guys earlier, I'm not sure that I said it. When I did the blue glass versus the glow in the windows, I did that with markers. So I didn't worry about die cutting, um, like the window extra dies and stuff. I did for this part around the door because I wanted white with the gray trim, but like these are all colored directly onto the paper. They're not, I didn't worry about die cut and having to insert. Yeah, Diane, that is exactly where the phrase pecking order comes from. They mess with each other, they try to like jump and run at me. They're crazy. I'm kind of regretting how like bright white my house is at this exact moment. Because I want my white spider webs to pop. This could be a controversial choice, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to take whatever's left on my gray brush that we just used, and I'm just going to kind of grunge up the outer edges of this house a little bit. Oh, you know what I didn't do was stamp the sentiments. That's going to make things difficult here in a minute. There you go. Just so it's not like that pristine bright white. So when we come in to add like our spider webs, see how they're going to pop just a little. It still looks like a white house. It just looks like a white house in the dark, you know? So I was thinking, I saw someone on the design team put one up here, which is very cute. But I was thinking of a little like corner to corner versus corner diagonal kind of thing. We also have like these little ghosts. So I thought that could be kind of cute, or like even like up here in the sky, like he's so spooky. And I didn't cut, but I want to cut the cat. And I want us to do the pumpkin one more time and do the little jack-o'-lantern face. Oh, and there's bats. That's right. I pretty much just cut the things out of white that I needed. And the spider. Oh my goodness, I completely forgot. We're gonna do the spider out of the night sky purple. So he pops too. So I got my head all wrapped around fall and completely forgot about Halloween. Pumpkin. We need our bat and our skeleton, or our little face. It's a skeleton. Jack-o'-lantern face. Because I want the cat silhouette in this big open window. And I think I'm going to do a couple bats too. We have our pumpkins. And then, yeah, that spider. I grabbed the night sky purple, and I thought that that would be really fun. This little tiny spider, but I think that purple will help him be like special. Last time with the die cutting machine. You guys, if you've been here before, you know I have a Sizzix Big Shot. She lives here on the window, next to my window, right next to my desk. She used to live on the floor. We had to upgrade her. Taylor at Sizzix said no more floor die cutting. Let's cut one more bat one. Oh my god, come on. Maybe this card will just get the sentiment inside, like Gail said. Okay. And I still have all those extra like leaves and things. So the jack-o'-lantern eyes are still in there. So we need to keep an eye on that. Little cat. He's gonna go here in the window, I think. The bats would be cute like in the sky. But I also kind of like the idea that they like decorated with them. Like they're just little decoration bats. I kind of like the fact that the pumpkin or that the ghost is all the way at the top. Like you're not sure if he's real or a decoration. Right? Our little purple spider. Okay, so that. That's our pumpkin face. Okay. I definitely like our ghosty up there. I think he's cute. Like he could be a little blow up that they attach to the roof, or he could be a real ghost. Some liquid glue on the back of here. And I just kind of want the points. Denise, yes. The ghosties are from the add-on. Everything except the little urn that I used in the fall one. This little guy is from the spring and summer. Everything else is from the fall add-on. Try to keep it easy. So if you fell in love with anything, you would know exactly where to find it. There's a little cat. Bats. I don't know. I was really excited about this spider, but like seeing it on there, I don't love it quite as much as I thought I was going to. Maybe like down there. Maybe he's just getting lost with like the black and the blue and everything else that's going on up here. I'll pop him down there. Okay, then a little. Oh, I forgot to put the marker down first. I guess we'll just have to be more careful with this one in our stem. For all of these, I used E59. And these little eyeballs are so stinking small. I don't even know what happened to his nose. His nose is gone. He's not going to have a nose. This might be a job for the embellishment wand. Yeah. All right, so I won't be replacing my embellishment wand by any means, but the tweezers are handy. But I mean, come on. Is that not the cutest stinking little jack-o'-lantern? And he can go right there. Love it. I love it. And I will still want to add some of these leftover fall leaves because we already cut them. So why wouldn't we? Make sure I actually fully commit and add him. And then we'll pop a little leaf over there, some leaves over here, and maybe like some got caught in the spider web decorations. Come on, man. Yeah, like he caught a little leaf in his web, right? And I have a red. Let's add a little red leaf right there, and then we will be done. There we go. So cute. I do kind of feel like the window for this one could very easily get a sentiment. My concern is if it's going to stamp nicely because I put the foam underneath. My plan, let me show you what my plan was. My plan was to use a spooky hello from the August Mouse. Kind of like the same thing, like up there. A spooky hello. That fits so perfectly. I'm gonna try, like Jackie Ann said, I have less fear than I should. Now that I'm aware of it, who knows what's gonna happen. If I ruin it, I will add like a banner or something over it. It's fine. I'm just gonna let it sit for a second. See if I can get a good press. There in the middle. I think I can fix that with a little marker. What do you look like? You look like maybe. There you go. A little spooky hello. And I'm gonna fill in the top like swoopy parts. Got wonky because I double stamped. But I'm gonna let that dry for a second and then add some white gel pen and it's gonna like look like little eyeballs and it'll be adorbs. There we go. Virginia, I do too. I like the little pop of warmth. Even in the Halloween one, I think that little touch of our warm coloring. I'm not going to, but he's cute. There's definitely some options for where else he could go. Maybe he could like peek. Maybe do that. How do I cut him for that? There you go. So cute. All right, let me add those little eyes. We'll give that a second to dry. Oh, let's see. Karen said it needs a wreath. You know what? I think that's a good idea too, Karen. I think the darker orange maybe for that one. What do you think? That'll take 2 seconds to cut the wreath. I think the darker orange. But the door does look a little empty. See, that's the other dangerous part of this though. It's just like, oh, well, let me just add this one little thing. Well, let me just pop this over here. now I can't get this off without the tweezers. There you go, Karen. Very cute. You could also add the leaf, like the individual leaves to the wreath if you wanted to. All right. See my little eyes? A little spooky hello. So that is our, minus that guy. That is our fun Halloween house, all built and decorated. And then here's another look at our fall home sweet home house, all decorated. So the same house, built wise, with just those different decorations will give you such a fun, different look depending on what you're going for. Thank you, Karen. You made it. You've finished and fleshed out the card. I think the wreath looks way better. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a little different than my normal cards, right? Way less coloring and way more fiddling, but it's still very fun to play around with. I really do love the customization and like how it can be as intricate as you want it to be. So, yeah, these ones are super fun to make with you guys. Like I said, on Tuesday, I will be back with more coloring. We will be doing the Autumn Bear stamp set somehow. I'm not positive what we're making with him exactly layout wise, but we'll figure it out. And if you love my coloring, you might want to keep an eye out on my channel that's linked down in the description tomorrow night and over the weekend. But otherwise, thank you so much for coming to hang out. Hey, Rachel. Um, Thanks for coming to hang out with me. Thanks for all of your crafty support. I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I will be back here with you guys on Tuesday. And until next time, happy crafting and have a good night, guys.